Going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to talk about a story I did this past Saturday that happened out there in Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out Memphis. And it was concerning this young lady here. May she rest in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady's name is Jaira Smith. She was 23 years old, I think. Yeah, she was 23 years old. And she's from Memphis, Tennessee. And she was killed by her guy she was in a relationship with, I guess boyfriend, in a unit upstairs over her apartment, where she was shot with a shotgun at point blank range while her children slept in the unit below. Now, this guy went on the run, and, I did the story, and the family came out and spoke and was telling the guy that turned himself in, namely the father of Jaira Smith. And this guy's been arrested. He's on charges of second-degree murder. Now, the guy, he's pictured here. His name is D'Angelo Smith. He's 27 years old. This guy got a history of domestic violence in his past. So I'm going to let you guys take a look at this, and I'm going to come back and explain why he say he did it, which I'm not buying none of this, because his action afterward said differently or showed differently. Take a look.
While a Memphis murder suspect remains in jail tonight after being charged with the death of his girlfriend, D'Angelo Mitchell is accused of killing Jaira Smith, a mother of three. Our WREG's Harrison Klopp has been looking into his criminal record. And Harrison, what have you found out about that?
Greg, Stephanie, good evening. It turns out D'Angelo Mitchell had a string of domestic charges against him before his arrest on Friday.
She did not tell me about this situation. I didn't even know she was dating this man. Because they try to keep their personal life away from me because I'm their dad. I'm not their friend.
Jaira Smith's father, Tamarcus, speaking on the man he didn't know, 27-year-old D'Angelo Mitchell, who was dating his daughter and is now charged with second-degree murder. A look into Mitchell's criminal history shows he has been charged with domestic violence twice before with an ex-girlfriend and was also charged with violating his bond conditions regarding those charges. Tamarcus Smith believes Mitchell should have still been locked up the day of his daughter's death.
He also had a bond condition that he broke. And he should have been in jail as of right now. But the system failed. If the system did not fail, I believe my daughter still would be here.
Panya Dotson, the founder of Beauty Beyond the Scars, a nonprofit dedicated to helping those going through domestic violence, who has been following the situation, agrees with Mr. Smith and thinks domestic violence charges are not treated the way they should be.
Then when you do go to the law and you say something, I see it and I hear it all the time, and nothing's done, or it's like a slap on the wrist, or that person is back, you know what I mean? So I understand what the father's feeling. I hear it. And people don't look at domestic violence as something that's serious, but it is, because it claims the life of many people every single day.
Mitchell is scheduled for a preliminary hearing on June 9th. Smith and his family plan to be there as he and his loved ones try to move forward after the tragedy.
Yesterday, I didn't cry at all. But today, I just can't stop crying. I don't know why, so you have your moments.
And guys, a really tough time for the family, and we'll have more at 6 on just how recovery looks like after a tragedy. From 201 Poplar, I'm Harrison Klopp for your news leader, WREG News Channel 3.
Domestic violence is a serious issue and serious questions tonight.
Guys, that's the story of this young lady, Jaira Smith. May she rest in peace. And this piece of filth right here, D'Angelo Mitchell, 27-year-old idiot with a history of kicking sparks out of women's asses. Now I'm going to read you something up here, right? Look at what he said, and I call bullshit on all of this stuff. They need to show this guy the flowers immediately. Check this out, y'all. The newly acquired arrest affidavit for D'Angelo Mitchell reveals his alleged motive for Friday's shooting. This is last Friday. Shooting death of 23-year-old Memphis mother, Jaira Smith. Mitchell told investigators, and watch closely, listen closely, that he armed himself upon hearing knocking at his apartment door early Friday morning. When the door opened, he shot who he thought was a man in the face. when it was actually Smith, his girlfriend. Smith is charged with second-degree murder. Shelby County Court records show that Mitchell has been charged with domestic violence twice before and was also charged with violating his bond conditions in relation to those charges. Jaira Smith was a mother of 3 children, aged 1, 3, and 6, according to her father. According to the arrest affidavit, Smith died in front of Mitchell's apartment on East Georgia Avenue Friday morning. The narrative states that the two were in an active relationship. Family members previously reported that Smith's brother was the one who found her dead while leaving for work. The same brother told investigators that Mitchell had sent messages to his sister threatening to kill her and her children aged 1, 3, and 6. Memphis police responded to the complex at 5:48 a.m. Friday and found a 23-year-old mother with a gunshot wound to the face. Mitchell would later turn himself in at 1:20 p.m. Okay, so this guy turned himself in the same day, I guess, when I would put on the story, he was already locked up. He waived his Miranda rights and told investigators that while he was sleeping overnight, he heard voices outside his apartment and knocking on his door. So he armed himself with a shotgun. The affidavit reads, Mitchell said he opened his front door. When he opened his front door, shooting who he believed was a man with dreads. The affidavit claimed Mitchell did not recognize the victim as his girlfriend before throwing the shotgun away and fleeing. Investigators found no evidence that Mitchell attempted to render aid and no record that he attempted to call an ambulance. The narrative continues. Mitchell remains behind bars on $760,000 bond. His next court appearance is set for June 9th. Why the fuck does he got a bond? I call bullshit on everything he said. I thought she was a dude with dreads. Somebody was knocking outside my door and I heard voices. What kind of life do you have where people are coming to kill you 5 a.m? I'm more than sure you know what that knock is. Heard what it said? He was threatening to kill her and her kids. I don't know if he just did that or it was some beef. And when she knocked on the door, he blasted her. But either way, when you shoot something that's in your door, you got to do what, guys? Go past it to get out your door. I'm more than sure when you shot, you only shot once. Didn't know if whatever you shot was dead. I'm more than sure you knew because when you shot, the way it blew open, you knew it wasn't live. But I'm more than sure he knew it was his girl. He knew it was that girl. I'm more than sure. I don't believe none of that. And then for the justice system to give him a bond. Come on, man. Come on. What are we fucking doing here? Now he got second-degree murder, right? And the only reason why he gave him second-degree murder, in my opinion, is because he's saying the lights was out. And, second-degree murder is when you do something that you know can kill somebody. When they die, you get second-degree murder. It can result in their death, an action you perform. Second-degree murder, so they gave it to him. Said he has a history of domestic violence. The allegations of him threatening to kill a woman and her children is that sound just like what a lot of these broken men do. Get mad, say a bunch of threats, get mad at everybody. Everybody got to pay the price in their anger. Either way, it's messed up. Did you hear what the lady said? The lady said, yeah, domestic violence is something that happens every day and people don't take it serious. I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why I think domestic violence don't be taken seriously a lot of times is a lot of people that are in charge to make real change are men. And that type of stuff don't happen around them. Remember, I told you, don't affect you until it affects you. So a lot of people know it exists, but they've never seen it up close, or they've never just really taken the time and dealt with it because they might look at it like, oh, it's something that always happened. But when it happens close to home, then change ensues. But a lot of men don't worry about that because you got to remember, men know how it is dealing with men, but they never take the time to think of a woman getting beat up by a man. Because, we men, we know how men are, but we don't really look into that type of stuff in references of women getting their asses beat. Either way, man, I'm more than sure she done went to his house multiple times in the middle of the night, especially when she got young children. You know what I mean? That are asleep. And I'm more than sure he knows the way she came in the door, because everybody come in the door. When you have somebody, they come in the door a certain way. I don't know what was going on in his life, but he was so goddamn paranoid that he had to shoot first and ask questions later. What kind of life was he living? You see what I'm saying? And another thing is, why would she be going up there if this guy threatened to kill her and the kids? And I feel bad for the father, because he like, damn, I didn't know nothing about it. And it's nothing worse than a father losing a child from something that could have been preventable. And then they carry some sense of guilt where they feel powerless. I feel for him, and I feel for the family members. Sometimes people make, mistakes and don't think something can happen. Then when it does, everybody's left to pick up the pieces, and it ain't right. He shouldn't have no bond. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Domestic violence is serious, man, and it's increasing, especially with a lot of these young-minded men growing up now with no examples of true manhood, and just caught up in their feelings and being emotional like the women they trying to chase. Man, this is wild and needs tending to. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.